From 2016 to 2020, U.S. farmers needed a bailout. That was Trump's administration. From 2020 to 2024, during Joe Biden's administration, nobody was asking for any bailouts. Farmers were doing okay. And now, 90 days into, guess who? Oh, Donald T. Rump's the newest administration. They're already asking for another bailout. Way to go there, farmers, for Trump. You got exactly what you wanted. Didn't you?
Hello everyone, welcome back to Training Pals Worldwide. If you're returning, I'm so glad you're here. And if you're new, my name is Amy and you're so much welcome. And I hope you'll consider subscribing for more real conversation about today's biggest stories. So today we are taking a look at how Americans are reacting after Trump announced that farmers would be getting a bailout following the fallout from the tariffs. And a lot of people have strong feelings about this, and you're about to see exactly what they're saying. Alright, let's dive straight into the reactions, then I'll be back and we can have this conversation.
Donald Trump is preparing to bail out farmers due to his trade policies with China. This is according to the Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins, who made the rounds on these Sunday morning talk shows. Now, she claims that these bailouts are needed because key commodities are plunging, particularly soybean and pork exports to China. No shit. We could have told you this was going to happen. In fact, we did tell you this would happen. She went on to say that this threatens billions of dollars in farm income annually, and that her and Donald Trump are praying that they don't need this bailout, but if they do, they're ready to provide it. But it'll be similar to Trump 1, when it was short-lived and cheap. It was neither short-lived or cheap in that first administration. In fact, it went on for more than 3 years and cost the taxpayers more than $28 billion. Now, if you're thinking, what's the big deal? Farmers provide us food, they should be bailed out. These are the same people who are directly voting against their own basic needs. Of the 444 counties in the United States that derive the majority of their income from agriculture, all but 11 of them voted overwhelmingly for Donald Trump. They voted for what they're getting right now. These are the same people who push their legislatures to vote against free school lunches and push their legislatures at the national level, congressmen and senators, to vote against student loan bailouts. Meanwhile, they're receiving billions of dollars a year in subsidies and bailouts.
Farmers across the United States say they could face financial ruin unless there is a huge taxpayer-funded bailout to compensate for losses generated by Trump's sweeping cuts and chaotic tariffs. Make no mistake, I am sympathetic to farmers, even though the vast majority are Trump supporters. But the farmers' plight is entirely the result of Trump's asinine policies. So Trump is the one responsible for fixing what he broke. Unfortunately for Trump, he can't bail out farmers without help from Democrats. Unless bailout money somehow gets in, is increasingly unlikely to pass big, beautiful bill. Now, I don't want to hear from Democrats that the alternative to a bailout is worse. I'm talking to you, Chuck Schumer. What I want to hear is a list of concessions that Trump must make, including an apology for wrecking the farm economy and a heartfelt thank you to the Democrats for their bailout vote.
I need y'all to do the thing you do so that this gets out there. Farm inputs are increasing. It's already getting harder to get our parts. Commodity prices suck. The only balance sheets that are penciling out are the ones that have cattle, and those are even questionable. We're supposed to get ECAP program payments, right? $10 billion to farmers. They're only paying out 85% of those payments that they promised. So not only are they putting tax dollars towards a preliminary bailout, they're not paying all of it out. It's important to understand that farmers always lead us into recession. They're the ones who feel it first. Not us, the consumers. The farmers are the ones that feel it first. I guarantee you will be seeing an increase in farm bankruptcies starting this year. We already have guys who can't pay their notes for fall fertilizer. Certain sustainability programs are questionable. And out here where I'm at, it's dry. 30% of farmers voted blue. So yes, some did not learn from last time, but some did. Farming and agriculture is a huge industry in the US. If we keep making shitty trade policy that impacts our farmers in this way, we will lose the foundation of our country.
Now, this orange crap is jacking the economy up, jacking the farmers up, which you voted for it, so good on you, farmers. And now you want us to bail them out with our tax dollars again? Yeah, no, I vote no. Then on top of that, China is literally calling us peasants because some person who will go unnamed decided to call them peasants when they supply us with, I don't know, most of the stuff we have. But you know what? Now that I think about it, everybody might be turning into peasants because, again, the economy is doing a topsy-turvy thing. We literally going back to where we was at, I don't know, 4 years ago when he got out of office and somebody had to come in and try to clean up his mess because he tied in all the bailouts and on top of tax cuts for people who don't need it. So, yeah, maybe they are. They're just trying to turn everybody to peasants.
We just want to work, sell our crop, and have a decent life like everybody else. But if they would just leave it alone, stay out of it. I mean, if they would just leave it alone and let the free market do its job, everything would be okay.
Donald Trump's new tariffs are making us so rich that we have to bail out the farmers. Trump is considering a bailout package for American farmers to shelter the domestic agriculture industry from his tariffs. Now, this isn't the first time that this has happened. Back in the first Trump presidency, we had to do the exact same thing. Trump tariff aid to farmers cost more than U.S. nuclear forces and ended up costing U.S. taxpayers about $28 billion. Hopefully we get something really good in return for a lot of these tariffs here, but it's not looking too good right now.
Fuck that. Joe Biden already bailed you guys out the first fucking time because Donald Trump screwed you over his first term in office. You guys seen what the fuck he did to you, and then you voted him back in again, and you think that we're supposed to have some sympathy points or you going on CNN crying? Nah, it's too late for that shit now.
As you can see, this announcement definitely stirred up a lot of emotions. And as you know, the Trump administration's decision to offer billions in aid to farmers seemed aimed at cushioning the blow from the trade war, especially since China and other countries retaliated hard against US tariffs. And farmers who rely heavily on exports were among the first to feel the squeeze. But depending on who you ask, these bailouts look very different. And supporters argue it's necessary to protect American agriculture during tough negotiations. And they say it's better to help farmers now than to lose entire farming communities later. And on the other hand, critics feel it's unfair that taxpayer dollars are being used to fix a problem that they believe was avoidable. So there's also a bigger conversation happening about consistency, like why do farmers get help but not small businesses or manufacturers who are hurting from the same trade policies? And quite frankly, this comes at a critical political moment too. You know, farmers make up a huge part of Trump's base, especially in the Midwest. And many are wondering whether this bailout is more about protecting voters than protecting farms. Well, either way, this situation shows just how complicated government decisions can become. And it's not just numbers and policies on paper. Real people's lives are at stake. But anyway, that's just my opinion. What do you think? Do you think this bailout is the right call to protect farmers, or is it setting a risky precedent for government interventions whenever a policy backfires? I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. And if you enjoyed today's breakdown, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Trending Pulse Worldwide, where we keep it real, keep it honest, and keep you informed. So guys, thank you for watching, and until next time, stay sharp and stay focused.